When was the last time you walked into a room and felt everyone shift? Not because you spoke, not because you did anything, just because you arrived. If you can't remember, here's the real question. Why does everyone else get to decide who you are? I used to believe humility was a virtue. I stayed quiet. I waited my turn. I told myself, good things come to those who wait. Then one day I looked around and realized the men who took what I wanted never waited for anything. They just walked in and took it, and no one stopped them. That night I stopped believing in fairness. I started reading Machiavelli. Here is what I found. The most dangerous man in any room is not the loudest. It is not the richest. It is the one who has decided deep in his bones that the world will bend to his self-image, not his skills, not his resume, his self-image. Until you understand that, you will keep losing to men who have less than you but believe they deserve more. The lie they sold you. Someone told you that thinking highly of yourself was arrogance. Someone told you to stay humble, to wait your turn, to let your work speak for itself. You listened. While you listened, someone else walked in, took your seat, and never looked back. Here is the truth. Humility is not a virtue. It is a control mechanism. It was installed in you by people who were afraid of what you would become if you ever saw yourself clearly. Your parents, your teachers, your friends who called your ambition too much. They did not lie with malice. Most lied with love. But a comfortable lie is still a cage, and a cage is a cage whether made of iron or good intentions. Machiavelli wrote that a man must see the world as it is, not as he wishes it to be. Apply that ruthlessness inward. Stop seeing yourself as the man who needs things to go right. Start seeing yourself as the man who makes things go right. That shift is not arrogance. It is the fundamental rewiring that separates the powerful from the permanent spectators of life. The spectators are always watching, always waiting, always hoping. The powerful man does not wait for the room to validate him. He walks in and becomes the standard. What dark psychology knows. Here is what manipulators have always known. Self-perception is not just confidence. It is a signal, a frequency. Your entire being broadcasts it into every room you enter, every negotiation, every conversation. People do not read your resume first. They read you first. They decide in under 4 seconds whether you will be leveraged or respected. That decision, made in silence, determines every interaction that follows. Here is what makes this darker. The men taken advantage of most are not the weakest. They are men with real ability who never learned to project the self-image that matches their capability. They undersell in negotiations. They over-explain where silence would serve. They laugh nervously when they should sit still. They ask permission when they should decide. The predators in every room spot this immediately. They do not see a humble man. They see an opportunity. Machiavelli understood that perception is not vanity. It is survival. Silence is your weapon. The powerful have known this for centuries. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is not weakness. Silence is a weapon. It is the most underutilized weapon in any man's arsenal. The man who masters silence can sit inside discomfort without reaching for explanation, justification, or the desperate need to be understood by people never qualified to understand him. You have been over-explaining your entire life. You have been justifying your decisions to people with no authority over your destiny. Every time you defended who you are to someone who never asked in good faith, you leaked power. You handed them a map to your insecurities. Real honesty does not need an audience. Real confidence does not need validation. Real power does not need explanation. The lion does not announce his intentions. He moves, he acts. The results speak in a language requiring no translation. Machiavelli wrote that men judge by their eyes more than their hands, because everyone can see, but few can feel. What you do matters infinitely more than what you say. Your words are cheap. Your actions, your silence, your stillness, these are the rare currencies that hold value. The man who speaks constantly about his plans spends power he has not yet earned. The man who moves in silence and lets his results arrive before his reputation, that man creates a mystique no amount of self-promotion can manufacture. The enemy inside you. Everything we have discussed means nothing if you refuse to confront the most dangerous enemy you will ever face. This enemy does not live outside you. He lives inside you. He is the version of you that kept you small, the version that convinced you to wait, the version that dressed fear as wisdom and called hesitation careful thinking, the version that whispered, "You are not ready," every time you stood at the edge of something that could have changed your life. Machiavelli understood that the most catastrophic losses are not inflicted by external enemies. They happen when a man becomes his own opposition, when his internal resistance is more powerful than his external drive, when the voice saying, "Who are you to want this?" is louder than the voice saying, "I was built for exactly this." The prince who cannot govern himself cannot govern anything else. The man who has not conquered his own mind will always be conquered by the world outside it. What does it take to destroy the version of you that kept you small? A decision made with cold, irreversible finality. You do not negotiate with the part of you that sabotaged your greatness. You do not compromise with it. You identify it. You name what it has cost you. You hold it accountable for every opportunity you did not take. Then you decide it no longer has a seat at the table of your mind. You are not that man anymore. That man is done. That chapter is closed. The rearrangement. When you genuinely change how you think about yourself, the world does not just respond, it rearranges. Structurally, your daily reality reorganizes around the new frequency you broadcast. Opportunities invisible to your old identity suddenly become visible. People who belong in your next chapter begin appearing. Those who belonged in your last chapter naturally fall away. Doors that seemed permanently closed reveal themselves to have been waiting for a knock from a man who believed he had the right to enter. This is not magic. It is the mechanical consequence of operating from a higher internal reference point. When your self-perception changes, your behavior changes, your decisions change, your actions change, your results change. Changed results compounded over time produce a changed reality. But understand this, the rearrangement will not always feel like reward. Sometimes it will feel like loss. People will exit who cannot match your new standard. Situations you once tolerated will become unbearable. Comfort zones that felt safe will begin to feel like suffocation. Do not mistake this discomfort for failure. It is friction, the necessary resistance accompanying every genuine transformation. The snake does not mourn the skin it sheds. It moves forward, unburdened, into territory it could not access before. You are in that process now. The shedding is not the end. It is the beginning of the version of you the world is about to meet for the first time. The final decree. Machiavelli did not write for the masses. He wrote for the man who was ready, the man who could handle the cold truth delivered without sentiment, without softening, without false comfort. That man is you. That has always been you. The only thing standing between you and your power was how you chose to think about yourself. Now that choice has changed. The thinking has changed. And when the thinking changes, the world rearranges itself accordingly. Go now, move in silence. Build without announcing, rise without permission, become so undeniably, so completely, so powerfully yourself that the world has no choice but to make room for you. You think differently now, and the world is about to feel it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content, hit like, subscribe, and join the free newsletter. Then watch my 8+ hour video on Miyamoto Musashi's wisdom next. I'll see you in the next one.